Hey guys, it's Eric, and today I want to talk to you for the case of not being the alpha. So, being the alpha, if you've heard the expression alpha male and then morphed into, alpha male or alpha female, and then just the alpha, it's like from a wolf pack being the alpha, the leader, and whatever. And if you've been through the grist mill of business, either by, owning your own business, being a founder or whatever, or being a CXO or something in a company, or whatever you're doing in business, you've probably heard this expression, you should be an alpha. And there are books about it, and there are courses about it, and, there's a lot of emphasis on being the alpha, and everybody wants to be the alpha. And that's nice. The challenge or the problem with being the alpha is first, there can only be one alpha. And there's a couple of negatives about being the alpha. The alpha tends to be the person who is busting their hump the most to be able to say, look at me now, look at me now. So they want to be able to thump their chest and be like, I'm in charge. And that burns up a lot of energy, that creates a lot of stress, and it's usually fleeting, right? Because then if you're the alpha, then there's a lot of other people who want to be alphas, and they're always nipping at your heels and trying to figure out how to screw you over and get into your position, etc. So you're always having to watch your back, which is it's a pain in the butt. It, it since it's short-term gain, it's usually not the most effective thing. Now, that's not to say you want to be a beta, right? People are like, well, I don't want to be the beta, because the beta is usually, that's the person that they tend to think of as, the meek person, and they'll do whatever the alpha says. They don't perform as well. They're not expected to perform as well. They're kind of like a hang on and And so you don't want to be the beta either. So what I'm going to tell you is be an omega. Now, you see, what the hell's an omega? So, picture the room, right? Boardroom, 10 people. The alpha's obvious up there. Blah, I closed this deal this month and I brought this in. It's kind of the 21st century version of I have killed the giant bear. Okay, great. So that's the alpha strutting around, and then there's a few would-be alphas looking at him or her and being like, I want to take that person down. And then there's the betas who are like, yeah. Now, the omega is the person who's sitting in the room just listening. These are the people that are usually the most quiet. They're observing everything. They are patient. They are open-minded. They are strategic in their thinking. They are wide scope thinking. Um, and they are usually the most imaginative. But again, they're the most quiet. So you don't know what's going on with them. You can't read them. And these are the people who aren't looking for, okay, we brought in a $500,000 client today, this week, or this quarter, whatever it might be. They're sitting around figuring out how to bring in a $10 million client, but that might take 2 or 3 months. And they're okay with that because they're about big movements, big impact. They're not about big show. They're about doing things with meaning and not about being able to stand up and go me, me, me. And that's the who you want to be, because ultimately you want to have the most impact, right? If you want to make the longest term financial gain, but also the longest term impact on whatever your business is, whatever your mission is, then that's what you're really about. You're really about these big impacts, big movements, long-term stuff, not instant gratification. Today, look at me, I get to thump my chest, but about really making a huge impact. And that's the omega. And so you want to play in that space, not in the space of having to run around and have, a 21st century cockfight every day, just to be able to say, hey, today I won again. You want to be able to make those big impacts. And so that's the power of the omega. It's a lot less stress because you're not having anybody nipping at your heels. Nobody knows what the hell you're doing. Nobody's, because you're not showing your cards to anybody. You're not trying to be you're not trying to be the alpha. You're not trying to, you're not alpha. You're not trying to be alpha. You're not a beta. You're sitting back. You're the real power in the room. You're the real power in the company, and that power gives you much greater satisfaction. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you calm, and it allows you to make those big movements, either seen or unseen, that make the most impact on the people you're trying to help and on being able to help yourself as well. So again, don't be an alpha, be an omega. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions you'd like me to address in future videos, please send them to info@ericlures.com.